What's up guys, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Today we got Jujutsu Kaisen Toge Inumaki. I think it's Toge. I will just make sure. Where's that? Yeah, Toge Inumaki. Right, so landscape page. He's got the voice power, that guy. So use a pencil and eraser. Hit pause if I go too fast. Action pose, mouth open, screaming, using his power. So, bit of a hand, right? Makes things difficult, but you can always leave out the hand if you want. He's kind of pulling down his scarf. So, let's go. Center point to my page about here. Come over to the right, start with his eyes. Spike up that way. And then it goes across, like so. And you want to kind of maybe thicken this line up a little bit, just to make it stand out. Then the bottom eyelid comes around, up to there. Thinner line than the top. Main thing to remember. So his iris inside, you just do a circle. It's kind of an oval really. Not a perfect circle, with a dot in the middle. And then he has some lines around the edge of his eye because he's roaring, he's screaming real loud. Well, not screaming, but he's using his power, his voice power. All right, and then the other eye. So about half an eye, right? The width about half an eye will fit in there. Maybe like 3/4 even of an eye. It's probably 3/4, right? Because the eyes are real big. If you did a full eye width, it would bring you way too far. So I'd say half to 3/4 of an eye will fit in there, not a full eye. That's your distance between the two eyes. And then we go across again. And you thicken it up. Okay. Bottom eyelid line. Like so. And then his eyes, oval-ish, not really perfect circle. And a pupil in the middle. Again, some lines just sort of scrunching up his face, kind of. Like so. Eyebrows then, frowning real heavy. So we have a point here, kind of arrow pointing towards his nose, and then it gets skinnier as we go back. There, and there's an eyelid line underneath. Same thing on this side. Arrow pointing towards his nose, and then make it thinner at the back. Down to there. And then we got some lines just here, and an eyelid line like that. So for his nose, can't really see much, so it's like bridge of his nose line kind of coming down just this way. Some lines there. And then we got some nostrils, like so. Sometimes they like to add some hatching just coming across the top of his nose there. And his mouth. So it's open mouth, big curve. Looks like a tiny closed mouth at the minute. But we'll open it up, bring it down, both sides. And then around, kind of a horseshoe sort of shape. And he can have some like lines on the side of his mouth, some like lip lines, I guess. Just there. Teeth, kind of bump across. Like so. And you can add some tiny little lines. They don't draw the full teeth in. Bottom teeth. Bumping for the back molars, and then bumping across for the front teeth. His tongue bumps in behind, typical sort of tongue shape. And then he has that stamp or pattern or curse inside here, so it's just an oval. And then we got like some lines coming down this way. And then the chin, real close to the mouth, square enough sort of chin. Like that. So then, jaw, up the side of the face. You're stopping kind of underneath the edge of his eye. See that? If you lined your pen up, or your pencil. Kind of like underneath the edge of his eye. You don't want to go much further than that anyway. Because that's where you change direction and go up the side of his face. Like so. Just up underneath, in line kind of with the bottom eyelid. He also has that pattern on his face as well, so it goes this way. These sort of zigzag lines coming out. Like that, and then there is a thin line. Either side with a thicker line inside, an oval sort of shape. Like that, on the inside. Sideburn. So he's got like a sideburn just sticking down here. And as usual, the sideburn sort of lines up with the ear. So it happens with a lot of characters that you draw straight forward. The ear comes out from the sideburn down like that. So his ears are quite low down in his head. Normally they'd be up here, but I think his head is tilted a little bit. Stretches things. And then ear lines inside. So you just do a sort of letter J to get you started. That's the easiest way to do it. Some people can even just leave it like that if they want. But we'll add more, just to make it more realistic. Not that much though. So then, hairline, spike there. You're going up about, so say like the forehead is about the same size as, say like this part of his face. So like the teeth to his top of his eye there. It's about the same as top of the eye to his forehead. Right? Just about here. Just so you don't make it too big. And then you add spikes, zigzags coming across. You don't go all the way across because he has some hair coming down the side of his face here. So we got some bigger spikes like this. Going down like that. And then you can add some sort of texture going up this way. And then we'll do the rest of his hair spikes going all the way around his head. So they start sort of small, and then they go around, getting bigger as we go, right? So this one goes up. There's no sort of easy way of doing it. And remember, like hair moves, you just have to try and get everything in the right spot, and that's about it. You're just going around his head. And I'm not like being too careful, I'm just, you know, going pretty fast. Once you get a feel for them, it's pretty easy. They're all the same, kind of these kind of hair spikes in anime. The ones like this anyway. There are some different ones. Like so. Then, so he's grabbing his scarf, right? So he's got a hand here, and his shoulder comes out and down. So we'll get kind of the shoulders done. So his scarf, say like we've got like a fold line here, and then the other side, got like a fold line for his scarf there. And then his shoulders come out. So we go out, he's kind of leaning forward, down, right? Out, this one's further down, down, okay? This one sticks out more. And then there's like arm there. He's got a chest line, like a fold line for where his arm meets his chest. That goes up to his shoulder, right? So the hand then, just in here, and he's 2 fingers grabbing the scarf. So we'll just start with that first finger. Take your time with hands, they're tricky. So diagonal there. And that comes down like so. This changes direction for a knuckle on this side. And then it goes down, back like that. His thumb is in behind this finger. So it comes out, down. Like that. And then this finger goes in behind the next one. So it goes out, down, and then down this way. This goes into his scarf so we can't see the tip of the finger. So it just comes back like that. And there's a bit of a gap in here. Then the next fingers are really bent over, so they're real short, right? So it just comes up, down. You can only see one knuckle. Something like that. And then the next one, again, real bent over, stumpy, down like that. And then if you want knuckle lines, just to make them look a little bit more like fingers, does help. Just there. And then like some hand bone lines, like some lines just going down that way. Right, so his scarf then, so this line will go kind of across his chin. Right? If you go over anything, you can erase them after. Across his chin like that, and then we can see a little bit of his neck in there. And the outside of the scarf bumping all the way. Goes down towards the fingers, because the fingers are pulling it, so you want like the fabric lines to go down towards that, right? And then this comes down that way. And then it goes up around the hand here. And some more fabric lines pulling the scarf towards the fingers. And then like the inside of his neck. Sort of here. Under there. And then there's a bit of a shoulder line. Way, and then his jacket is closed here with a button underneath and some like detail lines on it there. His scarf also has verticals, so like it's a pattern on the scarf. So just lines like this. Same on this side, so just following sort of the curve. If you imagine sort of the way the scarf is kind of bending. You know, the way the fabric rolls and things. That's how to do it. And if you don't want to do that, you can just leave these off altogether. And then of course erase that sort of chin line. But that's it. That's how to draw Inumaki. Toge. Tome or Toge? I can never remember. Toge. Inumaki. Hope it's helpful, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.